Foreign invasions of India. This is part 5. Another Saka dynasty, generally known as the Western Satraps, gained control of the Gujarat and Malabar at the same time and ruled until soon after AD 388. It is highly governing much of the Rajasthan and Sindh. The greater king of this line of kings is Rudraman. He left the earliest important inscriptions, which records his material exploits, and also the Girnar lake, which was dug at the time. It is an artificial lake, and it was dug and continued with the Guptas and improved in the time of Ashoka. This inscription with a certain date and also certain records is the ancient Indian inscription and proves that the Rudraman ruling AD 150. In the light of history of Dravidian South appeared in it, and we found that traditionally the Tamil country is divided into 3 separate kingdoms. They are called the Chola, Malabar coast, and also the Pandya, the southern part of the peninsula. Ashoka mentioned them in his victory book, that is, the victories of the righteousness beyond his country, beyond his domains, and numerous rough inscriptions also indicate that the Buddhists and Jains were patronized in this area and they visited Tamil Nadu before the Christian era. The earliest Tamil literature compared in the early centuries AD, we find that these three kingdoms were of a continuous war. They are bloodthirsty and of very aggressive warriors, and they are aggressive more than that of the northern kings. The literature contains hints of the massacre and hints of the atrocities, and some pages also indicated that they are enjoyed the cannibal feast after the battle, and it is clearly written in pure Sanskrit. And the inscriptions of the king Rudraman also gives a pure Sanskrit literary writings. The Tamilians are not fully Aryanized, and the literature clearly shows that they are very simple but very aggressive in the war. They are very gentle, but their behavior is entirely different when war comes into existence. They are ruthless. Delight in the war. They drink while they are celebrating the great fire festivals, and also they are strikingly compares their life from the enjoyment to the grave in the literature of the Tamils. When the poems of the Tamil anthologies were being written, and it is simply the philosophy of the life is completely known in these ancient the writings of the Tamil literature. A few centuries later, the picture of the stratum of the Tamil literature completely changed, much changed. It is penetrated into the Aryanized society-like system, and it is also showing the ruthlessness of the people, that is warriors still continued in the literature, disregarded for the individual life, and they are very much in the Dravidian character. These are the Dravidian characters which are very much mentioned in the literature of the Tamil Nadu, especially of the Vijayanagar. The Tamils took to the seas. They have land to migrate through seas, and they have twice they defeated the Sinhalese, and they occupied the much of the Sinhalese island. The great king of the Tamils, that is Ilara, who has occupied major part of the northern part of the Sri Lanka, present Sri Lanka, and he ruled over there. But a fierce king of the Sinhalese, whose name is Dutugaminu. In Pali, his name is called Dattagamini. He thrown away and he defeated the king of Ilara in the year in the years of 161-137 BC, and he was the greatest ruler of the Sinhalese also. So, in these circumstances of the what you call the invasions, we found once again the Saka dynasty, that is nothing but this the Scythian tribes of the Russians, and they have invaded the southern region. They have ruled in the southern region, and also the kingdoms of the Chola and the what you call the three kingdoms, the Malabar coast and also Pandyans. Out of these kingdoms, they have also invaded the Sinhalese area, that is Sri Lanka area, and one of the greatest king, that is called Ilara, was the greatest warrior who invaded the Sri Lanka and occupied much of the northern part of the island. The Tamils were probably very experts in sea travels, and they have found their way into the Southeast Asia at about the same time, that is in the first century time. They were in contact with the Egypt and Roman empires through their flourishing trade. The merchants and the seamen of Romans and Egypt very well know the Indians and the Indian coast and Indian situations, and the Greek, one of the enormous mother of Greek, has compiled the sea travels, how to navigate in the sea, in the form of a book that is called the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. And so therefore the Tamilians, the three countries in the Tamil, that is Chola, the Malabar coast, and also the what you call the other country, they used to be very aggressive warriors, and they have occupied the Sinhalese, and they have ruled for a long period. The king Ilara ruled for a long period in the island state of the Lanka, and after that he was expelled by the Sinhalese hero king. So therefore, these invasions, we found the invasions from the north and also invasion from the South Indians to the further South Indian regions of the Sri Lanka, etc. And all these things express to us that there was a continuous wars from the in the previous centuries, that is in BC as well as in AD up to 388 AD. We have found these kingdoms established very strong and ruled over those areas with the ideals, and these things are found in the Tamil literature, and also when we found the sea guide written by an anonymous author, that the book is known as the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea.